Okay, so we are up to Shadowrun session number 76, or season 2, episode 38. It is the 8th day of the 5th month of the year 2051, and the characters are currently in Redmond in Seattle outside a magic shop. So today we have Ross.
Yes, I play Whop, the healer of the party, follower of Becky Thumb from the BBC Pantheon. Currently he's now dressed in his combat attire with his Peaky Blinder outfit, carrying his scepter and his katana, or actually his black pudding scepter, and his katana with his faithful hand cannon. Looking for a bit of biffo and some thumpery.
Well, I guess you came to the right session for that one.
Yeah.
Next up we have is Jeremy.
Yes, good evening all. I'm playing Jason Deadcott, who is he grew up on the streets of Seattle, believing he was an orphan urchin, just struggling to get by, but he managed to pick himself up, and he's now quite wealthy, and discovered that, well, he may have had a bit of help behind the scenes, because apparently he has an inheritance, but he's still trying to work out, but I'm sure the Black will explain and keep on the right line for him, and Tatiana is good like that. But right now, he's mainly trying to get his head back on straight after having been effectively scared out of the Jesus from what he saw in the in Euphoria's apartment, and then experiencing Euphoria's first hand, or second hand-ish, via her intense memories.
Yes. Actually getting her unfiltered, heightened up emotions.
Someone who probably actually tends to deliberately, has been a sim-sense actor, so probably trained to actually have heightened emotions most of the time, so therefore she gives a better performance.
Yep. And then that brings us to Izzy.
Hi, I play Popping, the returning member of Charmed Square, and here to represent, making sure that we can charm our way through any situation that we may encounter ourselves, and just make sure that everyone has a good outcome, basically. So, yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not known to make poor decisions. It'll be fine.
Next up we have M.
Hello, I play Bulk, your ever-lovable puppy, and not the sharpest bulk in the shed. But I have recently learned that I can see dead people.
Well, so I said, most people can see dead people. Deadshot can see dead people after you put the bullet through their eye.
No, but I can see the spirits of dead people. It's pretty cool.
What you mean you finally used your aura perception or whatever?
That's your guy.
By Astral Sight, yeah.
Astral Sight.
Yeah. We used it last session.
Yeah, that's right.
As I said, finally used it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think I've used it 2 sessions in a row now.
Well, you've become the token caster for the party, who can actually see astrally.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the last one for today, which is Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. Okay, Flogger big burly troll. Flogger like to smack things hard. Flogger do good with words.
Does anyone remember what happened last session?
Excellent remembers way too much.
We see dead people, and Desmond experienced dead people, and
You put it on his brain.
So the quick breakdown is they went into Euphoria's apartment. They got to see the dismembered remains of some of her security staff. They got to witness the actual.
First time taken tour.
They got to witness the actual events of Euphoria getting kidnapped. And then they, chasing things down, had come to a magic shop where they got to witness their first infected person.
Well,
Because-
those who could see astrally, I'm bloody astrally blind.
We worked out they weren't possessed though. It was actual, like it was taken over, not just astrally
Well,
right? Because
the
it was the
person-
shape. Its body was the shape of the ant in the astral plane, right?
Yes, the spirit of the person was in the shape of an ant, whereas the body was in the shape of a person.
Yeah. But you were explaining that like that they've basically been taken over by this parasite, rather than like in my case, if you look at me, you see me and my spirit behind me.
You are a shaman, and a lot of shamans have a totem spirit that protects and guides them.
Yeah.
And while they protect and guide, they also sometimes advise, such as our wolf spirit that protects bolt may tell bolt things.
It tells me things.
Sometimes it's you just happen to notice things without actually knowing why you notice things.
Right.
Yeah, your totem is there to guide you. Sometimes by the nose, sometimes subtly.
Sometimes it gives up on being subtle and just shows you directly.
Well, Bolt may just turn and look in a direction for no particular reason and not understand why you're just looking at something. You go, hey, that's over there, what's that? And so they finished last session outside the magic shop of the person they believe who abducted Euphoria, who they've been hired to recover based on their previous abduction that had been found out, with an understanding that if you don't get Euphoria back, be prepared to have one of the biggest bounties put on each of you.
Yeah.
Not to mention not getting paid as much.
Well, if you get her back, you get paid. If you don't get her back, all the money they were talking about paying you gets put on a bounty, then some.
Yeah. But okay, if we get it back late, we get paid less.
That is true.
So,
Getting down anyway.
And you need to get it back by Saturday, and it is Monday.
Alright.
Monday evening, so not even Monday morning. You're at Monday evening.
well, we only got put on the case on Monday morning, so hey, we're not doing too badly.
You
Sounds like we're making it for us.
Aside from Jason's mine.
And I believe Tarlin also got a bit of a issue with looking at all the horrific things. So, Poppy, you've shown up here with the others, whereas Tarlin has taken off. Something about believing she left the kettle on somewhere.
That makes sense. She's forgetful. It's okay. Don't worry. We're back.
And not walking towards where you know her home is, walking in a completely different direction.
Seems fine. Clearly, she's just making her way to the bus stop.
Maybe Charles will need to lift.
By the
I'd be
time
happy to take her home.
though you do get Poppy saying she's on her way and shows up not long after you get there.
Oh,
Hello. How can I help?
greetings.
Bad ant person over there. Looky.
Like the what's it called? Ambo? The gel?
Astral. Oh,
No,
Amber Gel.
Amber Gel, yep.
Like the ants from the amber gel. Is that what we're looking at?
Exactly like that.
Ew.
He's completely taken over.
I told Talon not to touch it. It's gross. And it leads to things like this.
And they also bought some from a friend, and it had the same effects of the one you found in the limo. So the limo wasn't a tainted sample.
Yeah, it's not a one-off. This is intentional.
No, the stuff that you buy off the shelf is worse than the stuff that was around.
Oh, great.
Stuff that you buy on the shelf is concentrated.
Did they ever find it?
So Ross, that's actually incorrect. The stuff that was in the shelf in for sale was the same as what was in the limo. What wasn't concentrated was the actual goo that was similar that you found on the abduction site.
Well, the other thing is I hadn't seen the stuff in the limo.
Yes, but you also forgot that they had found some of it in the Euphoria's abduction, and they had a weakened version of the same properties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on the sim said, and I don't know whether this would actually appear in there or not, but like, did it seem that the amber gel that was in the apartment, was that there at all before the attack?
From it, you believed it was dropped by one of the assailants as
Right. Okay.
as blood instead of, and it wasn't the same color as the amber gel.
Right.
So that was the result of the wound of an infected person.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Someone who was shot with a heavy caliber weapon and didn't go down.
Right.
Well, that's disconcerting.
Okay, how much of those people were using?
Because it's full of ants, and they bit me.
And Poppy still has bite marks on her hand from where it bit her.
I'm gonna check out my wound astrally, I think. I want to know what's going on.
Oh. I've just worked out my next weapon that I'm going to look for. It's a light flamer.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to go for like an axe or something so you just bust up a zombie head.
No. I was after a light flamer so I can cleanse in holy fire. As long as they're engaged.
Engaged generally requires it to be a melee weapon. So once the item that you're attacking with actually it leaves contact with you, such as the flame, it doesn't have the holy effect after that.
Okay, so I just hit them over the head with the bloody thing.
Hitting them over the head with the canister is more effective than flaming them.
So would I have to go down the Templar if I want to run around with a flaming sword?
Paladin.
Yeah, but unfortunately I can't because you actually have to start as a Templar first before you get going on to the magic side. But since I went to the magic side first, I can't start Templar.
Pretend Paladin? I'm not sure.
No, I just hit him over the head with my scepter instead. Just go.
I mean, that gets very much back to the goody pantheon.
Okay, so
ask them whether they like fox hunting.
Ross, you want to check out Wraithbane again? So it's actually clarified for you. So when you attack, you can activate the Wraithbane as an incidental as part of the attack by committing a magic point.
Oh, okay, so you changed it again.
Yeah, and it does it for brawl melee or lightsaber based attacks. And that's for engaged basically counts its weapon as 1 lower to minimum of 1, and makes it magical if it's not already magical. But you can also activate it on the attack spell, making the attack spell the same as if it was something else. So if you did the flamer effect with magic instead of
So I can actually stick it on my attack spell,
yes,
but that's only in engaged, correct?
no,
Oh, even better. Cool. I couldn't do that previously.
that was one of the additions that was put on there. So it was done there specifically because it means that your magic is more effective against spirits and undead.
Okay, so I now have to start getting some interesting talent to make it look good. Ooh.
Okay. Just so you know, that was what had been changed recently.
So I can probably get a staff that looks like a flamer, but it's actually a staff.
You could. Okay, so does Poppy wants to look at things astrally? What is Poppy?
I want to look at my wound astrally. I probably don't want to be in the room where the ant guy is when I do that, because I don't want to get bombarded with a hole punching crap.
So what is Poppy's dice pool?
For 2 seconds. I'll tell you. Who's dice for humans? And this is verse, is it?
This is verse, yes.
Yeah, so my dice pool for verse is 3 yellow, 3 green, 3 blue, 6 white.
Okay, so I believe the base thing is 1 purple. So the likelihood of you pulling this off is quite high. Do you wish to spend a point?
Yes. Oh, the ones that we can convert?
Yep.
No.
Okay, so I will flip one over and make it just slightly more difficult because of the dangers that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which turned out to be not so bad for you. Okay.
Looks from what I can see.
So I will switch over to the bigger thing so you can see it a bit easier there. And so you got enough white to activate it?
Yes, jeez. Okay. That's good.
You needed
Just
yes.
Just.
One dice did it. Otherwise, you'd have to have expended a story point to use the corruption.
Oh, nice.
Because you've got white is magic, not good.
Yeah.
It's just magic. Black is activating corrupted magic.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad I dodged corruption.
And but the more you pull on magic, the more you get noticed by the creatures of that side of things. So I've been recording magic points in the background.
well, I'll probably be the beacons. Well, actually, I already am.
And so yes, as you activate it, you can see that each of the bites on your hand is trailing some sort of corruption.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it would probably explain why they haven't healed over or started to heal over yet.
Yeah, alright. I'm to try to heal that somehow.
And you also tell that your in your flower companion is sickened by the infection.
Yeah, it's the bit of an right here. Get my hat. Alright, definitely need to heal that. Good to know.
So your current infestation isn't compatible with that type of infestation.
Yeah, I'd rather keep the flower than the ants. So.
Okay, you also see the creature that is down the street, and you get to make a discipline roll.
Alright, that's 4 green.
So that's your dice pool. Are you happy with that?
I mean, yeah, look, I'll accept that as the pool. I don't know.
Well, you don't get to find the difficulty until, which means you can't increase your dice when you find it out.
Yeah.
Did you want to use your destiny point for police?
Oh, jeez.
Have you got any talents that help you against fear? Things like that?
Question. Let me go have a look.
On the plus side, at least that wasn't a despair.
Okay, so looking at the creature standing outside the shop, you can feel your flower friend quivering in terror.
Okay.
And you can see the spiritual insect ant of it sort of looking as if it's sniffing around and then looking directly at you.
Does Bolt notice this and then say, look, I told you it was bad?
Yes, Bolt does notice it, and also notices that until Poppy went astral, the ant wasn't paying any attention to what was going on. Even you looking astrally didn't affect it, but the moment Poppy did, it seemed to sense that there was something else in the area.
Is that because Poppy's infected with this same stuff?
You think it's because of Poppy's other infestation?
Oh.
Her floral infestation is a similar thing to the ant spirit infestation.
I believe it's probably completely opposite.
Ruffy's only affects me, not everyone else.
And Poppy gets the understanding that the creature looking at you consumes your floral infestation as a energy source.
Nope, that ain't happening.
And if it was to do so, would it also consume your spirit at the same time?
Yep, definitely not happening.
And if you stay looking astrally, it will be able to track you.
Yeah, I'm gonna no pals right now. So,
Yeah, what you can't see can't hurt you.
yeah, that right. Just start throwing curses left and right. Nope. Yeah, not playing that game. Stay away from the ants.
Currently, you'll be staying away from the ants. Probably not completely.
Trying to.
Or just kill it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Were we wanting to leave it there because it's acting as a sentry, or is there nowhere else in the building?
No. Well, he's standing in front of the building. You're sure that there are many other entrances, including upper windows, potentially the sewers, and potentially the back.
Yeah, because we literally just rocked up here, saw that thing, and then it was the end of session. We didn't get to do any investigation yet, right?
That is correct. You haven't had a chance to have a look at it at all.
No, I'll pass all that information on to the group anyway. No, I might be speaking to one about trying to get the ant infestation cleared. Get the pipes
away from the the magic shop when this was noted?
You were basically about maybe 1 block away to 2 blocks away, something like that. You weren't particularly close enough to make out a humanoid figure in the doorway, not close enough to be able to see details on them, and even with scopes up, it doesn't show you much of the person in their jacket.
Yep.
And Poppy didn't really want to jump out at that point and go closer astrally because, hey, Poppy had been spotted.
Yeah, hold that. And if Ruffy's telling me that it's gonna try to eat us, then no, I'm not wanting to go closer unless I absolutely have to.
Are you telling us though that you've been spotted?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But the figure hasn't moved towards you or done anything else. It seems to have looked more at your floral aspect than at you.
Yeah, looking at my line instead of is there anything else?
Well, from Declan's perspective, well, he said, well, your flower's pretty and all, but I'm surprised you took it from this distance.
Yeah, it's more of you can see it's food, I think, and I don't want to be its food. So I think I'll get caught in the crossfire.
Admittedly, someone standing out the front of that shop in this area, he probably doesn't get fresh veggies very often, so...
Yeah, well, I don't want to be his appetizer. Or his main.
Well, you gotta look at the flower in your head, in your hat.
Yeah, and if he tries to eat the flower, it will eat me as well. And not in a, insult that I like to fling, but like actually eating me.
So what would you guys like to do?
Can Bolt do a run around on the around the building to see if he can spot any more of these creatures?
Well, can, though you will have to do one of the side streets in the area.
Declan, does that mean that, this place is being watched and guarded? If we walk them over what? Declan's happy to go back to the van to grab his sniper rifle and park in an appropriate place where he can actually open the back and make sure at the front he's covered well.
Coverage, I'm not sure.
Well, I think it might be useful.
Yep. I couldn't take this plan then, okay, but we will get going to this shop because there was a connection between the shop and
Euphoria.
the waiter that disappeared from the bar that had a t-shirt in the vision.
Yep.
Wasn't it?
That is correct. Yeah. You believe that one of the barman who were, the waiter who appeared in the vision that you had somehow been connected to this shop based on the name that was used in the vision.
Right. So
I can give you more specifics than just going by memory if that would help.
No, that's right. That's fine. Because but it meant that yes, like we weren't necessarily coming here really expecting trouble as we were walking down the street, but as such, there's certainly potentially trouble there. So Declan's going to go for getting back to the van and being ready to provide A, fast getaway, B, cover if we need to go if you see something coming in from the outside.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's nervous for his job at the moment, and
He doesn't want to be
he's
close.
a bit doing.
That's okay. I'm sure he thinks that his sniping skills will definitely help in this situation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you need company, I'm happy to keep you company from a distance, because I'm not sure that I want to go near a bunch of many bugs. That sounds great. Gross. I don't want to go near them.
But are you providing coverage for the distance?
I mean, I called Jane. She's good with sniper rifle.
Yeah, thanks on you.
My skills are more close.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, if obviously it's
Towards the back of the party.
yeah, go.
Keep it together myself.
It's obviously related about who type stuff, so yeah. You magic people can do it.
Sure.
Okay. So, Bolt has taken off. So, what is Bolt's perception?
Did you upgrade the skills I asked about before?
They should be upgraded, but nothing today.
Oh, okay, because I thought we were talking about them earlier.
We were, but I was still trying to figure out what people wanted at the time. I
Okay.
could note down you put 1 point into perception.
Yeah, because I think I was gonna do the one in primal, one in perception, and one in stealth today.
Okay, I've got that noted down. We should be able to work from there. You're now the most advanced shaman in the boroughs.
Sweet.
Which means you now have a big target on you.
Yay.
At least you're a moving target.
Yeah.
Well, the lion shaman is below her.
No, Trixie.
Trixie is the main shaman of the boroughs, and she's only a rank 3. The lion shaman would maybe a equal at rank 4.
Yeah, he's scary.
So with perception, so that would be rank 3 would be 3 yellow,
3 green.
3 green.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you wish to upgrade?
Not right now, thank you.
Okay, so your difficulty will be 3 red.
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually perceiving still? Because you had that active last session.
Yes, I would still be having that active. Because I'm wanting to look for more ant dudes and I can't see them unless I'm looking astrally, right?
That is true.
Did I say 3 yellow, 3 green, and 3 red? Oh. The arrows take out
So those are failures. They
Yeah, the
cancel
fairies
it. They cancel
take
out
out-
successes.
Yeah, they take out successes.
The circles take out the wreaths.
Yes. Goes away. Goes away. And that goes away. So it would technically be 3 net successes with the triumph, right?
Is it 3 successes all up?
So I have two successes and a triumph.
So that would make it 2 net successes because 1 success is your
It's
success.
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
then
Alright.
after that one, if you only got 1 success, you succeed. But the ones beyond that become net successes, so you've succeeded with goodness, and you got a triumph at the same time.
Yep.
So
You
looking
would.
at
Now,
perception
you
of your
wanted to
triumph.
see it? Good question.
Okay, so you do see that there is traces of the what you saw with the amber gel on drops here and there, but not concentrated.
Mm-hmm.
So like little drops with some tiny ant activity, spiritual ant activity.
Yep. As in, like, someone's just, like, eaten like, a top-up,
Or they were potentially drooling and leaving behind trace samples of stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
So you can pick the amber gel up quickly.
Mm.
Just follow me around and with a bucket.
Yeah. We'll just follow the trail of drool. We'll find our targets then.
And you can see a little bit of it on the back window, which is open. And leads into the back of the store.
Interesting, okay.
Is everyone else just waiting and watching the guy at the front at the moment, except for Bolt and Desmond?
I believe that's the case. The others are watching the guy in the front. Desmond's gone off to get his van. Desmond has gone off to get his van, and Bolt is doing the runaround.
Yeah, happy with that. So Bolt's doing the recon, Desmond's gone to get the backup, and the others are just holding in position.
And Flogger's been surprisingly calm and not attacking something.
Wait not until the recon's completed and the oversight available.
Calm if we want to not be calm. I'm feeling pretty not calm about the whole getting eaten thing.
Let's go. You kill the thing, you won't eat it.
Yeah, I am. That's why I said I'm being pretty calm about it right now.
Okay.
And watch it suffer, but nothing's... No. I'm good.
Bolt makes it back just in time for Desrin to set himself up.
Yep.
And when Desmond looks through his scope, he can actually see the Garrity's t-shirt on the guy standing guard with his scope.
The what on the go?
The guy standing guard has the Garrity t-shirt on, so you believe he's the guy.
Okay, he's still wearing the t-shirt. Right.
Still wearing the
Does
t-shirt.
it look like the same guy?
It does look like the same guy, but he's more hunched and his clothes are more ripped. It's like he hasn't changed since he disappeared.
Okay. So obviously that makes Desmond so much happier about, okay, now he's seen one of the images from his nightmare from Euphoria actually in real life.
Yep.
That's one of the guys that took Euphoria. I want to get him to talk.
I don't think he's going to be capable of speaking from what I've seen.
Oh.
I don't think any of us are the able to do the talking type, unless Poppy actually wanted to talk to them.
Poppy's
I
charming.
didn't mean he was going to talk voluntarily. Well, I meant the idea that, hey, yeah, he's probably worth capturing and interrogating. I guess we're just confirming whether or not Bolt comes back with any more information from around the back of the place.
I can do the charm stuff if I have some backup so I don't get eaten or taken, but otherwise, yeah.
And Bolt is back.
Not physically capable.
What does Bolt tell them?
No one around the back, but Julie marks of ant goo around an open window. I'm not sure if that means they came in or out of said window, but it might be safe to go around the back to get in.
That's probably the best way then.
Did both see in the window?
No, you didn't go in because you didn't want to risk seeing something.
At least not without backup.
That goes like perfectly fine. Ooh, no, don't you there. I might see something.
Yeah.
Fine, the idea of a scout and just, alright.
Well, being seen by something is a little worse than seeing something.
Hey, you don't want to be seen when you do the recon, but hey. That's all right. If Bolt comes back with the information that he comes back with. Okay. Well, if you guys want to go around the back, I'll monitor the front, and if the guy in front there decides he looks like he's going to come in and interrupt your investigation, I'll just take out his leg. That way it's still be part of the interrogation.
Not having legs never stop anyone else from speaking, so sure.
So I will get the van up, again, couple block away type stuff, and hopefully got somebody to clear line of sight, and aim to have the sniper rifle from the out the back of the back door of the van.
You have it set up perfectly.
Oh.
Though you're not quite sure if you want to just pull the trigger or not.
Well, it's the aspect of hey, he kidnapped me. I mean, Euphoria. I mean, but it's also the fact that he kidnapped Euphoria. So.
What is Desrin's perception?
Desrin's perception is possibly misprinted.
Interesting.
It's down as 3 yellow and 9 green.
Well, I will have
Now
a
I know
quick
it's got
look.
good eye, but
I agree with that. Let's go with 3 yellow and 9 green.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Quick, we need to
it's
kill
what-
Desmond. He's infected.
it's what's on your character sheet, right? Right?
It's infected with technology.
Is there an entrance next to it where you add 6 green dice because you see dead people?
But looking at it, also like vigilance also seems pretty impressive. 2 yellow and 8 green.
Okay,
Again, because he's got the targeting eye, it's certainly related to it. But
I believe there is an error cropping in when you switch tabs, so you have to refresh the page. So it is 3
okay.
yellow.
Oh, well, you tried.
Sort of like how Womp had a huge amount of blues at one stage.
right,
I think that bug still exists.
It may have been reintroduced.
I was just looking at Declan right then. I thought, ooh, that's impressive visibility.
What talent tree gave you that? Let me find out.
So refresh. Okay, yeah, now that looks better. 3 yellow.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish to increase?
Hey. He's got a quick interview right there, and he's too busy concentrating on not pulling the trigger yet.
Don't kill them yet. Don't kill them yet. Don't kill them yet. Soon.
Okay, so you were very unnerved by this unnatural-looking person.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Just-
I'm not there.
Just the way the jaw keeps moving in a way that disturbs you.
I was going to say, does he actually look unnatural very much to Declan?
In your scope, looking at him closely, he looks like he's got scabs over his skin. It looks like his teeth have become more spiked.
Right.
And that his jaw seems to be hinged in the middle as well.
Right. Well, I will pass back to the others then. If I could send them an image to their phone, if they were to their com link. But he's a bit weird. He's possibly feeling a bit ill. But very unnerved about his appearance. Unnerved enough that I'm pulling the trigger. I can't actually quite see what the effect of that. I can see I ended up with 3 yellow and 2 red dice left on there, and I can't actually work out exactly whether it was all advantage on one side or all threats on one side.
So you got 3 net successes and 3 threat.
Right,
So
okay.
you're finding
So,
this guy quite disturbing.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, but I could actually get a good image of him and, detail who he is. But when I shoot, I won't damage his obviously already damaged face. It'll be aiming to take out his knee. Or actually, we might go a bit lower, go for the shin, or just go for the entire lower leg. Wouldn't want to rip it to a femoral artery.
Sure.
Okay, so who's moving around the back?
I suppose.
I have a question. With the triumph before, was that just getting the information on the drooly ant marks?
And providing you with a blue dice when you actually do perception rolls as a follow-up.
Oh right, okay, yep. Yep, sorry, I missed that one. Yep.
Now you mentioned that part, I just had noted it down.
Oh right. Yep, cool.
Which, if you look at perception, is actually what they say for triumph.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we have Poppy saying Poppy's happy to go around the back, but no one else mentioned it.
Yeah, so no, Bolt would be going around as well.
Happy might be an exaggeration, but
So basically, you probably need the sneaky people to go around the back because I'm not sneaky.
Oh, I'm not sneaky either.
No, but okay, but you don't need sneaky people go around the back because there's no one there. You have to be sneaky if you're trying to go from the front.
So our two trolls are loitering on the street, watching from a distance as Desrin is lying out in his van with his rifle set up, and Poppy and Bolt are sneaky going around the back.
Okay. Did the guy at the front there appear to notice or look at Poppy? Because Poppy mentioned that he'd been spotted.
The figure standing in front didn't even seem to twitch. So you're not sure why Poppy thought it was looking at her?
Okay.
I'm not paranoid, okay? I promise.
Bolt also saw it.
But the figure is not concerned about the two trolls standing off down the street either?
Doesn't seem to be looking in their direction at all.
Cool. Okay. I will check the lock then, let the guys know if he moves.
On the spot.
Okay, so at the back of the place is the open window that seems to lead into a bathroom. What would Poppy and Bolt like to do?
It leads into the bathroom, does it?
It does.
How much of a climbing check is going to be required to get in? Is that much?
Before I hop in, I'm going to have a look to see, or look and a sniff to see if there's any anyone in there, or any persons or peoples or fiends or ants.
Okay, another perception roll.
Perception roll.
At least you get to add a blue dice to this one.
Same difficulty as before?
It will be the same difficulty, yes.
One success, 5 advantages and 2 threat.
Okay, so that makes it 3 advantages.
Oh, does the threat still take?
Threat and advantages cancel each other out.
Okay, so 1 success and 3 advantages. Sorry.
So despair and triumph are the only things that don't cancel each other out. Okay, so you can tell that at least 2 different creatures came out of this space.
Sorry, I missed that. It cut out a little bit.
So you can tell that 2 different creatures came out of this space, and that they didn't enter this way; they left this way.
They left. Okay. Well, I guess I'll relay that back to Jeremy, because he's the one keeping a lookout the front. That there's meant to be 2 of them floating around, and they came out. It actually means it's safe for us to go in, so I'm gonna hop in.
Okay.
How long ago?
Undetermined. I don't think I can tell that.
You didn't see them coming out.
No.
From David's perspective, the way you do scouting is with your eyes. Apparently, other people have different techniques.
You believe it was at least a
sometimes
day.
if the scent is fresh enough, I can tell. But if it's older, then probably not.
You think it's at least a day old?
Okay.
So are you about to say something, Martin?
I said, you think it's at least a day old?
Oh, a day old. So that guy's been standing out the front for a day?
Yeah. Or it might be the sort of thing that he might have been one of the two, and he's left to guard for a bit, and the other one's gone away, and they swapped over 6 hours ago, and
Yeah, I don't think they're that smart though. Just saying.
well, Declan thinking about the way that he'd go about it.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't think these things are that smart. They probably got told to do something and they've gone and doing or done it.
Well, that still just means that it's the fact of whoever's controlling or their leader is so yes, I wouldn't say they necessarily planned their guard duty between them or carefully, but they might have been instructed to do something, i.e. guard and take turns.
Yeah. Hi, Tyrion. Yeah, we see you there, buddy.
Yeah, you continuing in?
Yep.
Okay.
It's all still cool. Calm out here.
Warning us daily.
Okay, so you climb in. Was Poppy climbing in? Sorry, I missed that bit as I was dealing with the cat. Okay. What's your athletics?
Yeah. So next.
Bolt slides in without any problem.
Hang on. I have to reload the character sheet. My athletics is 2 green.
2 whole green. You happy with that?
No.
You wish to spend a point to upgrade your chance at athletics?
Can I help Poppy get in?
You can. I will add a blue dice as assistance.
How hard can it be to climb through a window?
It's much worse. This with the boost from Yeah.
It's much like the how hard is it to get in a locked door.
That guy.
Okay, so apparently you met the minimum requirement to get in through the window. You just
wasted effort.
I was just like Poppy to get halfway through and then realise their hips are too big or something. Just like,
But you did start slipping, and Bolt did help you in.
thank you, Bolt.
Yeah.
And the smell of bugs is everywhere.
I'm sure Bolt didn't steal your backside too much on with helping to put you in.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Not like Declan would have done.
Probably didn't even cross Bolt's mind.
Though Bolt is finding this proximity to Poppy to be quite... you suddenly feel a intense hunger.
Hunger for what?
Not sure, you just feel hungry.
Hunger for what, Bolt?
You can hear Bolt's stomach grumbling and Bolt helps you in.
Your symbiont isn't a strawberry, is it?
Nope. Definitely not.
Yeah, why would Bolt be getting hungry? I don't know. Bolt looks confused.
I'm hungry. Why am I hungry? Oh, gosh.
You can see Bolt was confused. And Bolt's just like, what?
Yeah.
Rumble.
What dinner, in fact?
Okay.
Alright.
So you make it out of the bathroom?
Excellent. One of our devious plans complete.
Step 2 of Devious plan: find more ant people.
Find the kitchen, you hungry?
Okay.
Find the kitchen, exactly.
And as you step into the out of the bathroom into the main living area, you get a intense smell of blood. Maybe that was what you were smelling.
Okay.
As well as a lot of empty amber gel containers lying around the kitchenette area.
Yeah, don't want to touch those, but that's fine.
You also see a lot of electronic equipment and gear.
Oh yeah, Bolt has no hope of understanding any of that.
Yeah, it might break at my touch, so I'm not gonna.
So it does mean you may have to call Desrin in to identify this because he's your tech person now.
Way.
Of course. He's obviously liking this idea of being a tech person. His lifetime had cost him his life, his memories, or his mental state.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks as if someone had been there in the last week. There is a microwave here as well that has a really weird smell coming out of it.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No, not gonna do it.
And you can see in the astral all little ants all over the kitchen area.
Poppy's not looking at Astral at the moment, is she?
She's not.
I don't want to track the ants.
If you don't hear any ants, don't go in the kitchen. They're everywhere.
No further questions. That's interesting.
As Bolt's watching, you do see the ants seem to slowly be moving towards you two.
Yeah, they seem to really like you.
No. Just no. Nope. No thanks.
Do you know any fire spells?
I don't do elements. I do curses, and I can sing really, really loud and make people very uncomfortable with it. That's me there.
I don't think I have fire. I have earth. I'm not sure if earth is quite as effective as.
I can innovate. I can attack with fate, or I can try to talk them out of their position.
Though,
just know
as Poppy isn't looking astrally, Poppy can't see the ants or hit them.
Yep. That adds up.
And Bolt can actually see the bites on Poppy's hand in the astrally glowing faintly.
Is it getting brighter now that we're in the building?
Getting brighter the closer the ants get to it.
Oh, awesome.
Do I need to leave?
Or at least get away from the kitchen where the ants can't get to us.
Yeah.
Step on them.
I tried that last time. I got bitten. Part of how this started.
There is a set of stairs running up and another door on the other side of the room. So do you want to go upstairs or into the back room?
Any, many, money, back room.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably look in the back room first.
You might not be able to get out easily if that's the case, because you may have the ants following you and blocking your escape. So
You've seen my athletic school. Getting out of upstairs is not exactly guaranteed either.
Well, I mean, I can pick you up, probably.
But also remember that on your way out, if you've already been discovered, you don't have to come out quietly, so therefore you can have people going in instead. I.e., you could bring in a couple of trolls if you hear them.
Fair enough. Alright. Upstairs then?
And just for your interest, upstairs is actually ground floor of the building. The place you entered was basically technically the basement, but lower in the back.
Oh, okay.
Understood. Alright, ground floor. Let's do it.
Okay.
You don't particularly feel like getting trapped behind a door with next to no escape routes.
Okay, as you come up, you can see this is a definitely a talismonger's store with fetish material floating around. Doesn't look like it has been used for some time.
Well, Womp said it was shut down, what, like a year ago?
And there's no sign of anyone being up here for months. So much so that your footprints are visible, just stepping out onto the landing.
Oh, okay. So these creatures haven't gone upstairs at all?
Well, whoever's been coming into the place or leaving hasn't actually come upstairs.
Huh.
And the shop probably hasn't made any sales in a little while either.
Well, it technically
No.
hasn't been open for quite a while.
Yeah, Womp said they haven't been open for like a year or so.
Well, that will affect their sales figures.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice there. Really letting their customer base down.
Is there a thing further upstairs?
There is
Or
not.
is it ground floor and basement and that's it?
It is ground floor and basement.
Okay.
But you can see the main alley door near the stairs, and you think if you look around, you'll be able to see trench-coated figure out the front doors.
My question is, why is he guarding the front door when
Apparently nothing here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
I-
not like, no, nothing's here, but
Yeah, no, neither am I. Can I do a perception check around this floor? Like, is there another, like, a latch or a sort of hidden compartment that I could possibly, like, sniff or hear, like, air escaping to or sort of anything, really?
You can. Do me a perception roll.
I'm happy to try to assist or whatever I can. I'm not very good at it, but I can help.
So you get to add 1 blue for the earlier triumph and 1 blue for Poppy's assistance.
Mm-hmm. And 3 red?
And it'll be 4 red.
4 red. Wow, alright.
Well, you're just a glass door between you and the figure.
Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to be quiet, basically.
Yeah.
Just so we're very clear, if we have to stealth out of this, we have to fight out of this. My stealth roll is 1 green.
Yeah.
Poppy is about as subtle as a freight train.
I'll just get Josh to double check. Yeah. Yeah. That was that. Cool. 2 net successes, 2 advantages.
Okay. Having a look around here, it definitely looks as if this place was packed up and not opened up at all recently. You can see the register still has a cover over it. There's no tracks of anyone moving around the upper floor, which is the first floor. And you think they've just been using the bathroom window to get in and out of the lower floor, the basement.
Right. Okay.
Was there anything in the basement?
We hadn't checked the other door, but we didn't want to get trapped in by the ants that were slowly coming after Poppy.
Yeah.
You do notice that the right bite on Poppy has started to fade.
Because they're not following us up the stairs.
As far as you can tell, they're not following you up the stairs, or you've gotten far enough away from them that they can't sense it.
Right, okay. Yep. So they have like a limited range. Alright, well, if anything, it's going to be something either in the kitchen that we missed or in behind that door.
You don't think they were chasing you?
No.
No.
Okay, so Bolt to go and explore.
I mean, if I'm safe up here, I guess that's the name.
Or
As long as you're quiet.
so have you explored the entire property?
No, so
Other than the door in the basement, I mean.
yes, from my understanding.
You just didn't search the living kitchenette and the back room.
Oh, I didn't go into the kitchen.
You didn't search it. You saw the bugs coming and bolted.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough because we don't want Poppy to get eaten. Yeah. What happens if I do damage the ants? When I was talking with Trixie about them, are they damaged physically or do they have to be damaged magically?
She said magically.
She said magically. Okay. So would any of my earth magic affect them, or is it all like? Because I know she used the fire magic.
Earth magic can affect them, as can water magic and air magic. Just that fire magic, she says, is the most effective against vermin.
Yeah. I don't think I have fire because I think I have fire and earth, but then when you rejected the magics, I went down to I think earth and primalist.
Yeah, you have the ability to use nature, so you could nature them as well.
Alright, could I nature them? To death?
No, you just haven't picked up the ability to use nature in magic yet.
Oh, okay.
That's empowered nature talent.
Oh, okay. Yep. But I've got empowered earth, so that would work as well.
It would, yes. You can add earth magic to spells.
So if you've explored all the areas except for behind the basement door, and there's nothing in here except apparently some ants, then potentially it's worth, and seemingly, security guard out the front here is certainly not particularly observant or worrying. But we definitely want to try and get it to talk. So possibly if Womp and Flogger go around the back and or either probably one of them go around the back to provide extra muscle within the building if it can get through the window, then Bolt can try and sneak forward to the front door and effectively try and surprise him and just basically open the door, grab him and pull him inside where he can be interrogated, and then obviously extra muscle behind to help pull in if necessary, if he's a bit quicker off mark, and possibly someone in front to actually ensure that he doesn't run. And then, although he'll find it hard to run if he gets more than a few steps and he's suddenly missing the lower leg.
Well, there is another option. I could wander up and distract him, since I actually have been here before, and go, oh, is the magic shop still open?
Okay, well, I mean, that's probably a good option, because then, yeah, if Flogger goes around the back and gets inside, and then Bolt starts trying to sneak from the door and grab him from behind, while Womp is distracting from in front, then Womp's in a ready position to actually effectively go the grapple as well as soon as Bolt goes, and then push him straight into the door. In fact, Bolt can potentially try and quietly open the door behind him, and Womp can just push him in.
Yeah, that'll work.
So is that what you wish to do?
Yep. Yep.
And so the intent, the Desmond will remain on Overwatch in the ready for the sniper if he gets away from them. But then basically, if they get him inside and subdue him, then Desmond will come in as the tech guy apparently.
Okay, so does Flogger go around the back?
Yeah, Flogger will take a walk around the back.
Like the guy reacted all when Flogger stopped his random standing out the front and started waddling off down the street and down the back.
Doesn't even look in his direction.
Oh. Flogger's obviously up his stealth.
No. Flogger has an annoying ability that basically causes whatever he does, it appears on that I did it.
Even when you're standing there already. So you both
Yeah.
so Flogger both stood still and walked off. That's impressive. Yeah. So assuming Flogger can get inside, and again the guy hasn't noticed anything yet.
Still
Then
hasn't moved.
when the guys in the shop signal that they're in position, I guess I'll try and just sneak up to the door to be ready to open it, and signal to Womp to say, okay, move in.
And I'll just be there as backup.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Bolt's doing the sneaking to the door, Bolt can make a sneak roll.
Sneak.
Are you thinking with me?
Well, I should have 3 yellow if that upgrade went through.
That upgrade did go through, I just haven't put it onto the website.
It's fine. 2 blue, 3 yellow, and the difficulty?
5 red.
Okay.
Apparently he's more observant than he looked like he is.
Well, she's coming right up to almost touching the door.
I'm not saying it's not a challenging move, but she sounds like
Rolo.
I'm sure it's got nothing to do with having eyes all over the place.
Good. Yeah, got net 0.
Net nothing?
Net nothing.
So net nothing means failure.
Oh, yeah. No.
That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to do something, or if he does, then hey, when he's missing half his bottom half his leg, it'll be easy for Womp to push him in.
Okay, so
Did
as
you
you
take a blue dice if Womp was providing some? Because you were moving into position before Womp was coming in.
that is correct.
Yeah.
So as you open the door, getting ready to make it so Womp can just push him in, you hear the bell ring off the door.
Nah. Ding, ding, ding.
And Desrin sees the guy start to turn.
Well, if he's heading into the shop at the moment, that's fine, because hey, that can make it easy for Womp to push him in.
He doesn't look like he's going to move into the shop, but his head's turning in that direction. And his hand's going into his jacket.
Okay. Are we moving into initiative?
Well, technically you had held a action to do something. I'm
not going to shoot him yet, because my reaction, if he was going to get away from the area, then I'll try and take out his way. But
In which case it then
he's still going in towards the party, then he's not going to get away yet.
It then definitely becomes initiative.
Yeah, I was like, do I have an opportunity to grab him as well now that I've...
Not yet.
We'll see who's going in first, we'll see what the issue roll is, because we'll see the act or you act. Or whether how far away is Womp at that moment then?
Womp was getting ready to go down, but hadn't quite started walking down.
He's still a block or 2 away.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you overshot the mark a bit. You probably just need to open the door until Womp was actually approaching. But
I thought he was.
You thought well, just because it's been coordinated through Desra and it didn't actually work out perfect.
The fact that most of you can't use communicating very well.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Bolt gets to do a vigilance roll.
Yes.
What is Poppy's vigilance?
Poppy's vigilance is 4 green.
Yeah,
This isn't against anything, is it?
it is not against something. Apparently, you have a lot of advantage in that.
Oh, cool.
1 success, 2 advantages.
Because Poppy got 6 advantages on the roll. What is so you want to do Flogger's one as well, while I get what is Desran's vigilance?
Desmond gets a yellow, a green, and double check what this other stuff is. And he'll take 2 strain to add 2 successes, whatever he's got.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, you get 4 successes and an advantage.
Okay. Hopefully that'll let us go first.
And what is Womp's vigilance?
Mine is 1 yellow, 4 green.
That becomes 4 successes, 3 advantages. What did Flogger's turn out as?
The exact same. 4 successes, 3 advantages.
Man, you mean I wait till that 2 strain for nothing?
Okay, so who wishes to go first?
So, if the door's open and Bolt's behind, but Wompy's too far away to try and
Excuse me.
barrel him into the top right now, I would suggest that it's best for Bolt to try and do the snatch and grab.
I will attempt to grab and subdue him inside.
Okay.
Or at least drag him inside, then subdue him.
So that's going to be a athletics roll.
Should be good at that.
You'd think so.
2 yellow, 3 green.
Versus 3 red.
He's apparently tougher than he looks.
Yeah, apparently.
We'll see how favorable he is when he loses half a leg. But I don't think I need to waste a bullet. That's okay, you got it handled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those bullets cost money, you know.
Mm.
Not like you'll make it spell stuff.
That just costs XP.
Yeah.
But that's okay. From Declan's perspective, it's free. It's important.
1 success, 3 advantages.
Okay, so as your hand closes around him, trying to pull him backwards, you seem to be struggling to move him. He's a lot heavy. He's a lot heavier than you thought.
Yeah, I really need to be augmented before coming into a combat situation like this. But anyway.
Okay, so is that's her action completed, is it?
That is Bolt's
A
action.
bit of a manoeuvre and then an action to grab, I guess. Who's next?
wasn't going to suggest me just because.
Well, it's like has the player's got another action before the guy?
You
I
don't
mean,
know.
the only thing I have is an extra maneuver, but that's only if I've moved in the round.
No.
Oh, you can do a maneuver as your second maneuver for free, but any other maneuver requires you to spend 2 strain.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be another player acting, then probably Flogger is in position to reach over the top of Bolt and drag him in, help pull the guy in.
Does Flogger wish to go next? I believe we got silence on this end. If Josh is trying to talk to us, we didn't hear anything.
No, sorry, I'm just really tired today. Sorry, I'm just very drowsy. So what's around Flogger at the moment?
Well, the point is that Bolt just tried to grab the guy and drag him in, found he's a bit tougher or more strong or something that he looks. So now Flogger potentially is close enough to move and grab and try and drag him in, as opposed to Womp, who's still a bit further away. So Bolt ended up opening the door a bit quicker than was planned.
Yeah, Flogger will basically charge and basically try and scoop him up on his shoulder and bring him in.
Okay. As you get closer, you get an intense feeling of this is your enemy out here.
Ooh, fun.
And remember, if you try to scoop him up, technically Bolt trying to grapple with him at the same time. So
you get to make a discipline check.
Discipline check.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. What's the difficulty?
Would you like to increase your chances before you find the difficulty?
Yeah.
Okay.
we possibly don't want Flogger to go psycho. In fact, we definitely don't want Flogger to go psycho.
Yeah.
That should make it 3 yellow and 4 white versus 5 red.
Five
Because on the plus side, if Flogger goes psycho, well, at least Declan's already at the car.
Happy. Goodbye. It was nice seeing you all.
Declan knows still knows what happened to the junkyard, or rather what he doesn't know happened to the junkyard.
Flogger did not do so well on this. This was actually really bad.
What did you get?
I succeeded just. I got 2 advantages and 4 despairs.
4 despairs
4 despairs
Jeez.
on 5 red dice.
on 5 red dice.
So that's a decent roll.
I succeeded. However, I succeeded, but I'm going to feel awful about it in a minute.
So you got you got 5 successes on with the 40 despair.
And did you
Roll fail.
and did you count each despair as a failure?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's okay. You got
So
6
total,
successes.
so total, I had 5 failures. That's including the 4 despairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got 4 white successes, 2 regular successes, and 2 advantages.
Okay, so you're spending the magic?
Yes.
Okay, because that's important. Every time you spend the magic, it does have a huge effect.
Okay, so does this mean we actually see the rider that's in Flogger actually physically manifest itself?
Well, because he has spent 6 magic points in that go, the entire floor lights up like someone set off a flare, visible to everyone, even non-magic people. He has called upon the magic to save him. And it answers. Poppy starts to wilt beside him. Poppy's actually feeling intense here right now.
You mean Poppy doesn't feel much better? But they're synthesizing in the light?
No, because Poppy physically sees her symbionts, one of her symbionts threats manifesting in front of her. As two large scythes come out of, or blades come out of each of Flogger's hands, as he's got blades sticking out.
They're good for grappling with, non-lethally.
Yeah.
So sort of looking like huge praying mantis hands coming out of Flogger's hands.
So let me just follow this from a player perspective. So Flogger felt the influence that this would be enemy in front of him, presumably coming from his passenger, and so he called upon his passenger with a sense of will to avoid killing his ally.
Yes, but the despairs have side effects, and the other action is Flogger has an intense desire to eat Poppy.
To eat Poppy? Everybody loves Poppy. Poppy's delicious.
You sell it.
Don't worry, you'll find out why later. It's in the story.
But okay, so the end result though is Flogger succeeds on his discipline, so he can choose what to do.
Yep. But you now have knife hands because your hands themselves are ending in about 2 meter long blades coming out of them.
Oh, yay.
And you shine like a flare. You can actually see everything around you has gone a sort of shade of white as you're irradiating light in every direction.
Noting he described his action as charging forward to grab him and pull him in. Have you got time to modify that, or do you want to modify that plan?
Well, he gets to choose what he does because this is as he got in close to grab him, he had this intense reaction to this guy.
Yep.
What does Flogger wish to do now? As you are glowing, Flogger, with long bladed hands, and Desrin through his scope can see the entire front of the store light up, and the blades come out of Flogger's hand as he gets closer.
Definitely it's a free action. We're going to capture, not kill.
That means me. Don't kill me.
What does Flogger wish to do? He does hear a voice say, "Enemy first, food later."
Yeah, I was about to say, Flogger will still probably target the enemy.
Okay. You've got to work up an appetite before you eat.
Yes.
And you can see what appears to be some bestial ant standing in the front of the shop, turning to look at you.
Oh, fine.
Are you still going? Well, are you going to grab with your 2 meter blades?
I mean, yes.
Fair enough.
Okay, so
The voice said enemy first, food later. And I agree, enemy first, food later.
So, what are you rolling? You attempting a grapple, or does it turn out to be a lethal brawl?
I'll still attempt to grapple.
you have no hands.
Okay, well,
Telling I can.
well, okay, we're gonna try and maim this person by cutting his legs off.
You've got arms, just reach around the whole body and just grab the whole thing with your arms.
Yeah,
No,
but
he's going to
Just
cut
with
his
the arm.
legs off via from the neck.
And you look at it, it has 6 legs.
well, I'm gonna cut them off one at a time.
Okay, so that will be the
Sadist.
lightsaber roll for you. Would you like to spend strain to upgrade it 3 times?
It's 1 strain per upgrade.
1 strain per upgrade. And you can do
Yeah.
it 3 times.
I will do that. That's
And Keyfoge's now thinking, oh yes, Murphy's laws on combat. No plan to have contact with the enemy. Unfortunately, the enemy is us.
Okay, so that is 4 yellow, 2 green.
against.
Do you want to spend a story point to upgrade as well?
No, we'll use a story point for something else.
Okay, in which case then the difficulty is 2 purple.
You probably get the 40 fail on this one.
No. Be very concerned if the purple does give me 4 to spare. This is my Blade of Death. Yay.
No, it's your blade and paddle.
Yeah, Blade of Cuddles, yes. Sunshine and rainbows. This is not great.
Rainbows of blood.
Uh-huh. Yep. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 4. Yep. So 4 successes, 4 advantages.
4 successes, 4 advantages. Okay, would you like to trigger a critical hit?
Yes, please.
And would you like to trigger it an additional 3 times?
Yeah, I was about to say my crit rating is 1.
So you can technically do that if you wish to.
Let's say 1. I'll do 1 crit.
And what would you like to do with the other 2 advantages?
Heal the 3 strain that I used to.
Well, that would be 2 strain you get to heal, so you're down to 1
Okay.
strain.
Alright, and then the next person can
Well,
go.
actually, you can do all 3 strain because you had 3.
Yeah.
You only trigger it once.
So advantages.
Okay, so on the crit that you rolled, which would be a 93 plus, how much did you get? How many successes?
Plus the 4 successes.
So that's an extra 3 damage, so an extra 17 on top of that.
Yep, and then are you including lethal blows?
I believe lethal blows is...
Another plus 30.
I've already included that,
Okay, cool, sweet. Just making sure.
which is how you got to 93 on a 63 thing. Okay, so... Then... Okay, so you do your sweep to try to take out some of its legs, and everyone watches as you basically rip the person in many shreds.
Oops.
as you were dealing 17 points of damage to it, ignoring any armor it has.
Oops.
And then a critical hit on top of that one.
Oops.
Basically, that would take out half the party.
I don't want to be in the half the losers.
And down it went.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it actually did vicious 5, so I missed out on another 20 on it. So it really was it was enough damage to basically trigger a critical hit on it, and then you did plus 60 damage, plus 60 to the result, plus with everything added up, it was a insta kill on a character if that hit a character.
All on Legacy.
Legacy might have survived as he's got specific armor.
Yeah.
The new one at least. And so, yes, you do have 3 parts of the body laying on the ground before you no longer see the massive ant.
Oh.
As who is acting next?
Very good, going. Flogger, we can't talk to 3 of them.
And you don't think Flogger's listening because, hey, he doesn't wear headsets.
And Jason's just packing up his rifle, like throwing it back in a holder in the back of the car, and climbing through to the front, so therefore he can then park the car, can't work by to the front of the top, so therefore we can actually get away again quickly. We're going in there.
And Flogger is still shining brightly. So what is Poppy and Womp doing?
I'm now bolting towards it since I'm so far away after seeing the basically magic shop just light up.
Yep.
You're getting a car, quick.
Okay, and Poppy, you have a discipline. You get to make a discipline check as you're extremely terrified.
Yeah, cool. So, three,
Make you want to leave?
4 green for this one.
Okay, 4 green, and what is our Womps? Sorry, Floggers. Okay. Okay, so you feel moderately better about it, but the fact that you're looking at something absolutely terrifying before you, and technically any checks you want to make to stay in the room are going to be 3 levels harder.
Yeah, I'm not staying in the room. That was another choice I wanted to make.
Okay.
I would like to leave.
And the glow coming from Flogger at the moment is actually causing your floral to shudder in probably the first time you've actually felt it shuddering. Trying to withdraw into you.
Yep. That's time to leave.
Which way are you leaving?
Out the back?
Because Flogger's in the front door.
Yeah. Like... Oh, crap. Ants are downstairs, aren't they?
Downstairs to the end? Yeah.
or you can make your way to the back door.
Back door.
Okay, you reach the back door and find it locked.
Did you... Okay. What's the check?
Remember, you went through the window.
In the
Yeah,
level below.
upstairs.
Downstairs with the ants.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Well, I mean, that's probably your actions anyway. You have to move to the door and then discover it was locked when you tried to wrench it open and pull, or push.
yep.
Okay.
Unless you're spending strain to do something extra.
Do have a lot of strain. I'm just wondering if there's a... Can I use utility to just unlock it or something?
Unfortunately, utility isn't generally that good.
Boo.
And it's not like the door's that good either, surely. The door's pretty evil, in fact.
But you can try.
It's locked.
So you will be making the difficulty increase by 3 because of your current terror.
As I say, I'd be more tempted to stick a gun to the lock and pull the trigger.
Would you like to do that?
Yep.
Okay. How much damage does your gun do?
6.
Okay, you hear a popping sound as you shoot the lock out. And that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to say you're out of combat at the moment unless you want to do something specific. Poppy's protecting your rear and runs out the back. Womp reaches the front and sees the blades retract into Flogger as he starts to deal.
Are we still in sort of combat so I can actually cast Resurrection?
You do not believe Resurrection will work on a dismembered body.
Especially not one whose soul apparently departed some time ago to be replaced by the ant.
As,
Depending on how peaceful you want to get about it.
and as you reach it, the blood of the creature that that Flogger just killed is black, not red.
Gross.
Good part. Yeah.
Okay.
And it does remind you of the Ica that you found at Euphoria's apartment.
Euphoria apartment.
Whereas the amber gel is a blue color.
I had a question. If I'm still seeing astrally, does that mean that there's ants or ant beings in that blood?
You can see little ants in the blood, but the big ant creature disappeared when Flogger smote it.
Well, yes, I'm aware of that, but I wanna make sure that we get rid of all these ant babies while we're at it.
Well, as you watch, they do seem to fade.
Oh, okay. Alright.
You better lick up the blood, that'll get rid of them.
No.
You were hungry, remember?
Oh, no.
And you do have this amazing scent behind you.
And Womp tried to push, noting that he can't resurrect the dismembered body. You just basically encouraging Flogger to move back into the shop and get out of sight. Home down the light.
Yeah, basically. Well, close the door.
You have trouble looking in as Flogger is exceedingly bright. He is dimming down, but he's still bright.
Okay. I'll put on my sunglasses. What the fuck, Flogger?
Your sunglasses don't reduce the brightness.
I know, but it makes me look cool. Hey, yep, it's all bright. Flick on the shades. Yep.
Feel bright but look cool.
Yep.
You get a blue dice on all cool checks when you earn J. But yeah, Texans, okay, you tackled the weapon and jumped in the back of the guy to feed, pulled the van around to the front of the shop and He's jumping out and saying, "What the hell?"
And you get that smell intensely of the ichor that you found. And definitely the person that Floggy just cut into 3 wasn't human.
Right.
You can actually see some shell on the outside of the body.
So Bolt was right in his assumption that he was not human anymore, and that capturing him to talk was probably, he wouldn't have been able to talk anyway.
It may not have achieved anything.
Well, it was worth a shot. We probably would have ended up at this point at some point. We just ended up there earlier than.
Yep. Okay, well, let's at least have a good look around the property then and see if there's anything left behind aside from Ica and Three Body Park.
Don't forget that there's air creatures in the kitchen. I haven't looked in there yet, and there's a door downstairs which we haven't looked in behind it either. And we should probably pull this creature inside and close the door, so and.
I thought it was inside.
It was in the doorway.
Okay, well I would have sort of scooped it in and closed the door. So I thought it got decimated in the doorway, not literally in the door.
No, it was literally in the doorway.
There were possibly one part outside, one part in the doorway, and one part inside. But if you were all correct.
Just to be clear, Poppy will be spending her time in the van, I think.
But you're going to go round the block and come back into the van at the front?
Yeah, into the van, where she's not likely to risk the adventures of the party, but also not likely to get eaten. At least less likely to get eaten.
Okay.
He's literally ignorant of any of the actual magic type effect, except for thinking now that Blogger has at least toned down the angel light a bit. And yeah, he doesn't need to worry about ants, obviously.
And Bolt does notice that in close proximity to Flogger, those ants in the blood just shrivel up. It's like Flogger's presence just burns it.
Okay, so Genesys looking around in the very physical space. Is there anything of interest or in this front room?
It all looks like magic junk.
Good old magic junk.
Well, hey, saleable stuff?
You have no idea what it's worth or if it's actually sellable. It's been here for months and no one's done anything with it.
Okay. Let's go downstairs then, because there was a door that you haven't even looked at yet. So.
Okay, so
just got his physical on him now, obviously.
As you're heading down, Womp, you can probably gather some material here for your various spell work.
Cool. Do that.
So you can scrape together 2,500 credits worth of spell material.
Okay, that is going to be useful.
Yeah, Jackson could sell it for 5.
So this place doesn't look like it's been looked at. Inactive. Is there a cellar?
Well, you've seen everyone else head into the back area down some stairs.
Oh, okay. Oh, after collecting the stuff, I'll go down as well.
Okay, so for those of you who went downstairs earlier, you can see the electronic gear, entertainment gear everywhere. A lot of audio equipment, a SimSense player, and a pile of chips.
Does the fintech player look like it's saleable?
It does. It looks like it still works.
Okay, that's a good start. So, is there a computer or anything of such?
Not really, just the entertainment gear.
Okay. Desmond will aim to have a quick look at the system to see whether or not there's anything obvious on it that's easy to get, or whether it's the idea of, hey, we'll just take it back and see Hollow can get something out of it. But
You're sure Hello could get a whole bunch of parts out of it, if not sell it.
oh, well, I'm talking about whether there's any information inside it, but
And looking at all the SimSense chips, they're all Euphoria Sims. Going through them, you actually come across a map which is listed as Ambergel's production facility, including its location, which no one seems to know.
Yeah.
And that's when you notice the canisters of Ambergel in the kitchenette.
Martin, sorry, I'm gonna have to head off. I'm about to fall asleep.
Okay, go rest, Josh.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Natalie.
Bye.
Okay. And back to Ambergel production facility. What's this? And obviously, someone who appreciates the finer work of Keyfoge, as long as they're all by Euphoria. So, anything else to explore this around here?
Okay, so there is a door into a back area and a door into a front area where they told you the bathroom was.
Which is where they came in.
Yep.
So he'll go to the door that they haven't necessarily been through yet.
Okay, opening it seems that it's being used for. It looks like a decadent bedroom that has been used for other purposes. It smells bad. The walls are covered with 2- and 3-dimensional photos and illustrations of Euphoria, many of them blood splattered. Judging by the amount of blood stains everywhere, it's apparent that at least one person, possibly more, has been killed here. And you find more.
How recently?
You find more Trio and SimSense recording units, but no tapes or chips.
Some guy thinks it's not films.
Is the blood spatter all old, or we're talking fresh blood?
Okay, so that would definitely be a check on your part.
Yep. Untrained medicine are we talking about, or?
Medicine makes the best choice here.
Yep.
This is before I get down there.
Yeah. 3 green for Declan.
Do you wish to upgrade it?
Nah. They're either old or they're new. Either way, I think it would change the information a great deal, so. It might increase Declan's nightmares.
Okay, so you start to have that gagging sensation while you're here.
Okay, I'm happy to get out again then.
So okay. So I go down, and Desmond's trying to go up.
No, you go down and Desmond throws up.
I just had this cleaned. Gonna pay for that.
Pretty smelly in there.
No, you were heading up, and I blocked the way, and you threw up on me.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't go up
that's
the stairs. He went into the kitchen area from the back room.
Oh, okay. Can I determine how fresh the blood is?
Yep. What is your medicine?
Okay, so that is 2 yellow, 1 green, 1 blue, and I lessen the difficulty by 3.
Does it cost drain to lessen the difficulty?
No.
Okay, as you're looking, you can tell that the blood stains are days old, weeks old, and months old. So there's at least 3 to 4 different sets of stains of blood here, overlapping.
Yeah. The month old and the one's on top.
So,
And you
before
can
I
see
got kidnapped last night, correct?
that is correct. And there's cupboards and equipment in here.
So is any of it medical, or is it all video?
It is all video recording pieces.
Okay, so it's whatever that smut or whatever that taping of gruesome things like that.
Smart films.
Yeah. Stuff. That's right. It's not smut.
Smart is a different sort of in adult films.
It might be smart as well as stuff.
Okay. So has anyone worked out where our next area to look at? Because I can't really.
You mean next year in this building,
Well,
or
no one's looked in the closets.
Okay. Let's look in the closet. I got a sneaking suspicion this is going to be like 7, and then what's in the box?
Regret.
Okay, as you open it up and look in there, you find many outfits of Euphoria with Euphoria-style headpieces and hair and wigs.
Okay.
So this guy's been dressing up as Euphoria?
And there's,
Okay, this has gone from
Oh,
7
I'm
to
feeling
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. I'm getting Silence of the Lambs vibes here.
you have the inkling that he dresses up his victims as Euphoria before he kills them, and records himself doing that.
Okay, we need to work out where the sicko's gone to. Or was that the sicko that we just decimated?
You do not believe it was a sicko, you just decimated.
remember, it wasn't his shop. He was the waiter at the bar.
Yeah. Okay. Bolt, how good is your tracking?
Hello?
Okay. Grab some of the. Oh no, they were actually victims, wouldn't it?
It would track you to the bodies if the bodies were available to be tracked.
Yeah. Okay. It's got nothing that he would wear.
I need something.
Okay. Yeah, we're
Like,
going to look for
why
any
would we craft?
items that the sicko would probably have worn.
There is none of that person's clothing in the cupboards.
But remember also, it hasn't been quite some time being here. Well, on account of at least a few days. Depending on how old your days old blood was.
What was upstairs?
That was the shop where you got the reagents.
Oh, okay. Really think of anything else other than just quickly just have a search. So there's nothing under the. So is it a mattress or what was the?
It was a plush sort of bed before covered in all the blood.
Yeah. I'll have a look underneath the mattress.
Okay, looking under the mattress, there's nothing there.
Yep. Anyone got any ideas?
What's Bolt's feeling on the
Astral.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to find the right word. Because he had essentially a bodyguard. We know he's using Ambergel. So, I mean, I guess the next course of action is to go look at the facilities? Go find where they're making this stuff?
Well, we found a map to the production facility apparently, so.
Mm.
Well, and also, of course, yes, if you gather up all the kits and stuff and the Simtex big pieces, which, actually, Declan will got the stuff from the archive, but he actually gets his stomach back under control again, because there's actually video, like if he's actually taken stuff films of his previous victims, then at least we also might get another look at what he looked like and what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I'm thinking the next step is going to be finding this production facility, presumably that's where these ant creatures come from, and that's presumably where they've taken Euphoria, because obviously this guy's got a bit of a thing for Euphoria.
I just hope that, you know, she's still alive by the time we find her, by the sounds of it. Because if his obsessions got to the point where he's actually kidnapped the real one rather than dressing up people to have his way with.
Yeah.
Okay, at which point I will remind you you're due for a check-in with your with your Johnson.
How often are we supposed to do that?
Every
8 hours.
Every 8 hours.
Every 8 hours. But, okay, I mean, I'm sure we did it earlier today. So.
Well, you're also meant to check in when you get anything, because you're supposed to find her, not necessarily get her, as long as you could find her. So that is up to your interpretation of how far you want to go for that.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm thinking that, hey, we've got time to at least go back to the Desmond Tower and have a quick look through the kits and stuff like that that are around here, and possibly also do some initial research on, is this map of the production facility say exactly where it is?
It gives you roughly where it is.
Okay.
That electric kit, that was just your standard stuff, wasn't it? Wasn't nothing extraordinary.
Nothing extraordinary, no.
Yes. Bugger.
Um,
So we can't go down that line.
what was I saying? But yeah, no, I'm working on the idea that we can actually at least have a look at these kits and do a bit of a preliminary research on location for the production facility, and then we'll see with that kind of information that'll then be worth reporting back. And we can also then make a decision as to, okay, we can report in to say, yeah, still making progress, or whether we actually give more information about what sort of progress. Yeah. Because I think that if we tell Mr. Johnson about where the production facility is and the conclusion that might be where Euphoria is, then unless we're actually ready to jump on it ourselves, Mr. Johnson might decide that, hey, he can go in there and collect Euphoria before we can claim the bounty.
Technically, if you lead him to her, you get paid. The job wasn't you had to specifically find her, as long as you could get her back by that time.
Yeah.
And if she's returned to them in any shape or form, you've bet your bounty.
Yeah.
Even if someone else does the work.
Yeah. They still rely on trusting Mr. Johnson to not find that, oh, yeah, we got your report, but we actually found this place complete without your help, and therefore we already got it without you. Don't worry about it, it's all good. Either way, if the information is enough and we figure that Mr. Johnson's reliable and we don't need to go there, then that changes us the problems. So yeah. And presumably the next check-in time is every 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done it once, so we've probably got at least an hour or two to actually do a bit of research on it beforehand.
Okay, so getting back to your place, you find that there's nothing on the net about the production facility. It's not listed as owned by anyone. It's basically listed as abandoned.
But we've definitely got a physical location to go to.
You have a physical location.
Okay. And do you want anything else to be just on the kits that he had lying around? All just actual regular performance goods from Euphoria or something?
They were her collection of adult-centric entertainment.
Right. So, wow. Do people think it's worth giving an updated report now, or we should investigate?
I think we
Yeah,
can
you still need to
the serial with her. I'd be giving that evidence over.
And what were you saying, Ross?
I would be suggesting giving an update due to the fact that we were specified that we need to update them every 8 hours.
Oh yeah, no. I'm happy to report in, but
Yeah.
often the update, he has to expect that the update's going to be nothing we didn't get to report yet. We're working on it, we're progressing, but there's nothing important to report. So the question is not so much do we report, it's
What do you report?
are we reporting the fact of the situation. So.
Yeah, I think we might leave out the 6th Stalker guy at the moment, yeah.
If we include it, then we might be able to secure additional resources if that's necessary.
Be up to Desrin on that.
Yeah, he's probably not in the room for this discussion, but still.
Well, it's easy to be in the room without. It's easy to be in the room without Flogger there. He seems to have disappeared. Last anyone heard, he was off to get something to eat.
Yeah, that's why I was staying away. Didn't want to get mistaken for something to eat.
If we report on the production facility and the likely location of Euphoria, is that going to be, if they then investigate that location and find her, does that meet the terms of our contract?
Yep.
Are you happy
Yeah.
to...
Great. That's all.
But then, do we trust them to admit that they found her at that location? Or if we leave them to it, and they just say, oh no, she wasn't there, keep looking.
I mean, isn't it in their best interest to find her as well and not lie to us?
Absolutely. But it's also the sort of thing that they might just hang on to it for another few days anyway. I mean, they probably want to get it. They certainly want to let her out before the advertisement again this weekend.
Well, the people who have taken her don't want to... So the people who have kidnapped her, you do not believe want to let her out in time for the weekend because you believe she was kidnapped in response to her signing a new contract.
Mm.
No, that's what I mean. Our Mr. Johnson wants her found before the weekend so she doesn't miss her advertising commitments that she's now made. So if we give the information to Mr. Johnson that says, hey, he's probably at this location, but if we're not, and so that potentially fulfills our contract, but if we don't see that they collect her, then we're not necessarily in a position to confirm they did find her, and they might just hang on to a few days, let her out for her advertisements on the Friday or Saturday, whatever it was, and then come back and say, oh yeah, we managed to get it, but we only got it yesterday, so it wasn't from you. We don't owe you anything. But I would be of the opinion that we want to be actually at least planning to meet Mr. Johnston at the production facility so that we're not ripped off.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's fickle.
Because Declan's feeling a little bit connected to Euphoria right now, having gone through the experience of her kidnapping. So, but there's an element that he'd like to see her safe.
Okay, so when you contact him with information and what you tell him, he asks you to come in. He thinks he might be able to use you on the extraction, but that will require a new contract.
Yep. So he's happy that the current contract has been fulfilled and we're being paid?
Well, you get paid if she's returned, no matter who returns her, he says.
Okay.
That's right, the agreement.
But let's talk about the aspect of what he's talking about is he's looking to expand our contract to also involve extraction and therefore extra money.
That is correct. He says the contract that you signed did not include extraction.
Yep. Desmond's always happy for allowing people to give him more money for something he was going to do anyway.
Well, hey, you would have known that your contract didn't actually have a lot of danger pay in, just making sure you found her.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right. But that's right. Desmond was not very trusting of Mr. Johnson, though, and assuming that, hey, anything they can do to get out of it, which is going to make them look the in, but yeah.
But he does say before you hang up that he is floating 75,000 to whoever you can bring in for the extraction.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Which is a lot more than you're getting paid to bring her in.
To get information about and bring her in, yes. And So that implies that either they know a lot more about this location and they're thinking that, if we get them idiots to spend we'll give them idiots 75,000 to find some pig meat to kill off. It'll save us in the long run compared to our own employees. Well, so Deg will obviously negotiate to raise that figure because hey, he's working on the open. If he's offering money, then there's always more money to be offered or accepted.
That is always correct. There's always a chance for more.
So that means it's going to be negotiation. 3 yellow, 1 green. He'll use 100 credit to upgrade it twice, possibly another part of his own research to actually understand what the background is.
So what does that bring your negotiations to?
Sorry?
What does that bring your negotiations to?
I'm just checking it, so looking at what it's got for you, because you've got the 3 yellow, 1 green, but 2 upgrades, so that'll make it that 4 yellow and 1 green then?
So negotiations, 3 yellow and 1 green with 4 upgrades would be
2 upgrades.
2 upgrades.
2 upgrades.
So that would be 2 upgrades would make it 4 yellow and 1 green.
Yep, and then once the game session, you can re-roll any dice from 1 streetwise or negotiation check. We'll see what we've come up with afterwards. And we're not trying to purchase a legally available item yet. So, yeah, so 4 yellow, 1 green, and we'll look at what the dice are to see what he wants to change.
Okay, so that's your dice pool, and that's his dice pool.
Okay.
Now, are any of those dice you'd like to re-roll?
So yeah, so National Merchant means you can re-roll any dice.
So I'm assuming you're not going to re-roll that one because it's blank.
Not going to re-roll it, yes, that's right. I might go re-roll the blank yellow.
And did you want to use the double failure?
Okay, so the Federation triangles, they're failures, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Yeah. So we've currently got 3 threats and 3 failures in those dice. And the yellow and green have all got pretty decent rolls on them, haven't they? To the left there. Because they've all got pairing on them, so they must be good. So, yeah, we might go roll the
5
double failure.
advantages, 3 successes.
Yeah. So we'll roll the double failure again. And
Hopefully that's easier to read.
That,
The double failure.
and you reckon it's worth rolling the failure and the
I would leave it because you've got a chance of getting the spare.
It might come up with spare, I agree, like it certainly is. Yeah, okay, so we'll leave that one as well. Okay. So leave all the rest of them and back roll with the yellow and the red, I think.
So technically you could re-roll this one.
Is that... Oh, that gets 2 advantages, is it?
That is just 2 advantages.
Okay, yeah, we'll roll that one as well.
Because technically that's cancelled out and that's cancelled out, leaving you with 2 successes as your starting point. And that's cancelled out. So that is 4 successes on your check. So he's willing to put that up to 79,000 each.
There we go.
Nice.
Okay, and he does put out a contract for you each to sign.
Okay. Well, Declan's got you reading the contract carefully.
Okay, so it refers to you as the contractee, and it says you'll make all due and proper effort to undertake the operation, which is called the mission, and that they will attempt to accomplish said mission using all resources at their disposal in proper and efficient manner. Said resources provided by Mega Media, if consisted of physical weaponry, electronic gear, or vehicles, will be returned to the corporation at the end of the mission. That you shall be responsible for return of said resources, and will be solely responsible for recompensation for non-expendable resources lost during the course of the mission, such as if you get a gun and you lose the gun, you have to pay for the gun.
Yep.
Bullets you don't have to pay for because they are expendable.
Expendable items, yeah.
Agrees to discuss no item, fact, piece of information or data related to mission to anyone inside or outside of the corporation without express written consent from the Public Relations Department senior officer or executive of the department.
Yeah.
And you hereby assign and transfer to Mega Media and its assignees the following rights: all rights to the work, dramatization, motion picture, Trito, SimSense television rights for the mission. So you can't reproduce or write about it in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And any revisions or prints of it as well remains the proprietary of the company. And any abridgments, condensations, or condensations or extracts of it also belongs to them.
Well, it won't be the first time Declan's been on to make the big movies.
And that upon completion of this, you will not undertake any missions of any kind against the corporation for 30 days following the completion of the contract.
That's understandable.
You'll support the contractee to the best of their ability. Mega Media agrees to support you to the best of your ability, to provide you with all available information and intelligence regarding the mission, to assume full responsibility for the mission within agreements and provisions of the Corporate Interactions Act of 2038 and agree to and signed by the corporation. To pay the contractee the sum which may require to deduct or withhold for reasons of non-compliance with the letter or spirit of the agreement. And so he gets each of you to sign, and he signs it himself.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your first official big contract, getting everyone to sign.
Declan, instead of reading it, he'll aim for a quiet word with Tatiana and saying, "Does this look problematic?" It looked good. It looked good to be true. It looked too good to be true.
You sort of get the feeling that the corporation is quite desperate, giving you very good terms as long as you don't discuss or try to make money from what you see in the mission.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that person currently with us at the moment.
Which person?
Who's the one who's failed the endeavours that lead her to being even more popularised and then having more failure endeavours?
Yeah. You mean Carlin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but also that was part of the aspect of being paid the, 75 up to 79,000 was also, did that also allow us to bring in extra muscle or specialist credibility?
Well, this is basically you bringing in everyone who you have available for you at short notice.
Yep.
And if they don't sign, they don't get paid.
But they're all they're happy for us to bring in extra capability and they can all sign the same contract for the 79K, is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah. These people could like me.
Well, you also get the feeling that it's probably highly dangerous, which is why...
Yep.
Obviously, yes. Mega Man, you're expecting some problems.
Mm-hmm. At least they're gonna arm us.
The
Except it's Lend-Lease.
Sure, so.
What happens if you don't want to go in?
Well, you don't know what he's providing yet. He hasn't said.
That's right, obviously, they've never said they're going to provide all the equipment that they can. You can ask for stuff. If they got it, they might provide it. But the
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
don't really need to ask for much. My claws and magic are being sufficing so well so far.
And you can say that you get other PCs to sign, even if they're not here.
Yeah, right. I was working on the idea that we're basically going to call in all the PCs that might be available. And hey, there's not going to be us probably calling in Val and Sophie if they're interested.
You do get a thing that Sophie and Val are currently off on a mission with Shadow.
Yeah, okay.
Right, Jane and Hollow and Yara can join in.
Yep.
I'll have to go through Hollow's experience, and she's probably got a fair bit to upgrade.
But possibly it's worth stopping there for the gaming, and you can have a quick look at some of the other characters and see whether or not you do a bit of expenditure. There's still a little bit of time, but I know I'm quite happy to have a slightly earlier night.
Well, there is an extra scene we can add in there once you've signed it, and that doesn't go into the actual doing it. So once you've signed, you were basically given directions to a small warehouse near Tacoma Docks, where you're going to meet his armorer, he says.
Armorer?
Yep.
Nice.
And Desrin does recognize the Elven armorer as Warden, quite well known amongst the ancients as someone they go to get hard to get gear.
Cool.
Well known for equipping elite runners.
Cool.
So
nothing. You possibly don't want to grab the world because then you're disappointed when you've got to hand it back again.
So basically what that means is you will be able to get yourself some really nice gear, including armor and vehicles, as he has a series of bikes he's ready to customize, ranging from small size riders to large size riders.
but I start giving them back.
That is correct.
Do drones count as expendable?
Their bullets are expendable, but the drones are not.
Yeah, they're treated as like guns.
Yeah, that makes sense. Before the other thing, there's got to be the Deborah's been kind of picky about dabbling into that drone user type role, but he hasn't bothered actually spending money on it yet. So I thought, the opportunity to give it a test run.
And basically, they are happy to mount weapons on bikes for you if you wish so.
No, I can do my own mining if I want to.
Well, the thing is, they won't mount it on your stuff, so if
No.
you want it, you have to have it on whatever they provide.
Yeah, well, okay. If they provided the weapon, they'll also provide the bike, and
Yep.
and to be fair, it's not like I really want to take Tatiana into this situation because it's a bit visible. Too many witnesses around.
So they're happy to provide a primary, secondary, and backup weapon to each person, as well as the armor.
Excellent.
So anything in the thing is available that is not an energy weapon.
Ooh. Yeah. Primary, secondary, tertiary weapon, and armor, and yes, it says other gear.
And any armor you get will also have communication gear.
We'll be able to set Flogger and Flot. Well, at least they're probably not really worth putting bolts in armor if you want to be able to change. But admittedly, again, there's going to be other witnesses around. They're not sending any of their personnel in the extraction.
Well, I mean,
Or are they?
Any weapon and gear you take in is going to have cameras on it.
Yeah, that's right. But I wonder whether or not are they actually sending any staff personnel of their own?
They will be having people on the outside, not inside.
Yeah, okay.
You're getting the big
Technically, they are
money to
sending
go
their
in.
own people in to pay. We've just been paying $79,000 to be their people for a period of time.
And the contract does make you their people. Because
Yeah, it does.
they'll give you the full support of the corporation while you're doing the mission. This is the first big corporate gig you guys have ever had.
Yeah.
Mostly you're freelancers doing work for them. This time you're actually working for them.
Well, okay. Officially, we're working for the corp because we've signed a contract.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how Shadow would feel about that if she was here.
I don't think we. I mean, like, we did have a choice, but I don't think we really had much of a choice.
Right. Yeah, you had the choice to make money or not make money. Choice was easy.
Yeah, for Desert anyway.
So if you like, we can finish it there with you guys being kids in the candy store, talking to a well-known fixer who can basically get anything.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, and actually, you might also want to talk about expending XP on Gain and Hollow and Co. Because of course, if you spend it now, then when we start next session, you'll be able to go boost those skills up again. It'll be next session.
As long as you get on early enough.
I might do what is you'll do and send you the list.
Yeah.
That will work. Well, I'll go to end credits then. And we'll pick up next session with you guys sending me what you'd like to get for your character, including any upgrades on it.
Mm-hmm.
And anything you want to spend XP on. So I'll go to credits now and we can chat after.
just found the ghost rifle. Yeah.